Okay, what was I thinking? This was the amount of supplies I took for our vacation to Texas. And I hardly even used any. I took all my supplies out to find out that I didn't have enough light where I was going to work, to find out that it took me so long to dig everything out with other distractions that I did absolutely nothing. I added a few dots to some postcards and attempted one little thing, but mostly I just watched videos and sat there and looked at my stuff. So it was really, really a waste of probably, I don't know, 8, 9 pounds in my suitcase and a waste of time. Well, let me show you what I took, and then I will show you what I'm thinking I'm going to take this next time. I'm getting rid of all of this, slimming it down to so minimal that it's going to go onto my carry-on in case we have a plane problem. Then I will have something to work on. This is ridiculous. So here's what I took. I had this case of Neo 2 pastels, and I picked out the colors that were talking to me at the time. I even made a color swatch to go in my box before I left on my trip. Great idea, did not use. I took some inspiration pieces because I wanted to work in this little journal. So I took these along. This one needs some work yet. This one was an inspiration piece that I wanted to work on. I took this journal and I did some tiny little marks in it, which was not very much. This one needs some work on it, a piece of inspiration. So maybe I'll take this because it's very minimal, but I won't take both. Paper towel for watercoloring with, definitely a must. Watercolors, this is the set that I took with me. It folds down really compact, so it's a good choice. I took that with me. I took a cover for a paint palette, some post-it notes. I took some postcards and bookmarks that I could work on, just adding some dots and some white and black on. They're just postcards that I had already made, and I thought I would leave them with the people where I was staying with, but it did not happen. I just didn't finish them. I just didn't have the time or space or light to work on things. This is a bookmark that I want to keep for a class that I may have. It should go in my book that I'm reading, so that's where that one's going to go. Brought a favorite watercolor brush, and how I go ahead and wrap that up so they don't get damaged is I take kind of a heavy-duty envelope. I lay that in the envelope, and then I wrap it as tight as I possibly can. I don't have any other ways of doing that, and when I bend the tips of my brushes, I'm very, very unhappy with that. This is not the most secure thing, so I would like to find something that would be a little bit easier to do with that and a little bit more safe and secure. Water in a spray bottle, some tape to tape down some items if I needed some masking, another journal, and this one is a work in progress. I'm trying to do mostly all flowers in here with a watercolor pen and ink pen and watercolor. So this was something that I wanted to work on. I think I did this blue border. That is it. So really quite a waste. And I did have one clip that I might want if I needed something to stay open when I'm working on it. I took that with. I took a block of watercolor paper. They're postcard size, which is nice. And I do have the rubber stamp to make this into a postcard. So that was something nice that I took. Did not use it. I had a plastic zipper bag that most of this went in. I took this amount of pens and pencils, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here for us so that we can look at this. And it is a nice kit. It has lots of stuff in it, but what was I thinking? Was I going to be gone for a month or something? I don't know. I do have some 2B charcoal pencils. I have a water-soluble black. I have a eraser here, pencil sharpener, a smudge eraser, a white Presto correction pen, and I use that for my white highlights. I have a brown and a black. Actually, I have 2 browns and a black Stabilo pencil. I have 3 of these Conte de Paris pastel pencils in colors that I absolutely love. A 17, and I don't know what, and a white. So I had those in my kit. I had 2 more small paint brushes, and they are in just one little sleeve that fits in here. 1 brush that I could use with some matte medium or something if I needed something for glue. I did a Micron pen in a 05, which is a pretty good number for me. Excuse me, a scissors and a cutting tool. I had white markers. I have more black permanent markers, more black permanent or non-permanent markers, and 4 Faber-Castell brush markers that are permanent. And I have a colors I chose, a green gold, a cold gray, walnut brown, and a cold gray 3. And these are the Faber-Castell brush markers, which are permanent. I also had a glue stick with me. And that was all in this one kit here. I had a little bag that I had created with found word and some paper that I created. I had a bag that most of this went in that I created. Also decorative paper. It was just a makeup bag. So I had all this stuff shoved in there. A notebook that has toned paper because I thought I would practice my lips, my eyes, and my noses. So I had that with. A piece of plastic bag that I was going to put found words in. Never happened. And another plastic bag that all of this went into. So as you can see, I had so much stuff. I was overwhelmed. What was I thinking? Now I'll show you how I'm going to fix the problem. This looks much better, don't you think? Look at it. I pared all those supplies down to this much, and this light is going to go in my suitcase. So now we're down to this much, so this is doable. This is doable. Okay, let's go through all the items. So what I did to start is I got out a to-do list. I'm big on lists because when I'm at work or when I'm waiting in line or just sitting watching TV, I can quick write down important things that I think are important to go into my traveler's kit at this time. Now, everybody probably has different things they're working on, of course, and our creative process changes. So this is what's going to work for me at this time, okay? So what I came up with was definitely a light that I can attach to a workspace because that was a real big issue for me creating when I was in Texas. I didn't have the proper light that I needed. And as soon as I got everything all set up, that's when I realized this. And that was my fault. I can't expect them to have craft lights for me when I come and visit. So I'm going to put it in this bag that I have here, and this is going in my suitcase, nice in between a bunch of clothes, and it'll be there safe and secure, right? Okay, next thing I have on there is journals, and I crossed things out and combined things so that I could get all 16 items. Why 16 items? Just because there's 16 items on this list. That's all. You do 5, you do 25, whatever you want to do, but I combined it so that I got it down to this much. So journal, and I have journal on here 3 times. So I have this journal that I'm working on my flowers. And if I would to get this journal to a place that I was happy with and redo the cover, which I'm not happy with, I perhaps will submit this for a February 15th calling to Somerset Studio. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've got one journal here. I've got this little journal of toned paper, and my thoughts are working on noses, lips, and eyes in this toned paper notebook. So I've got that small little journal. Then I had that one journal that I carried with me before. This is a handmade journal that I have made, and here's a postcard that was in there. But it's something that I can just work in on my own time. It just, takes no doing at all. I can just have it on my lap, and I can work in it as I would like. So that would be my third journal. I have a bull clip because I think I may want it for something of this nature, so I'm going to take that with also. In the back of this journal, I put some collage papers. Not very much, just a couple of vintage papers that were on my desk. I just pulled them out just in case. I put a paper clip there. The paper clip is not on my list here. It's fine, a paper clip. I'll deal with that. So I've got my 3 journals, and I've got 1 bull clip. So that's working out good. I have some plastic sheets because I wanted to work on this page, and then I wanted to work perhaps on this page. Well, I didn't have anything to stick in between. So I grabbed some plastic sheets from my stash, and I'm going to stick them in the back of this journal. Okay. I did keep my pieces of art that I was working on. This one needs some work. This one is a piece of inspiration. This one I don't feel is finished yet. So I did keep those in my stash in the back of my one journal. It takes up no space at all. I have my 2 paint brushes here, and I don't want to take them out because I don't want to wrap them up again. But it is my watercolor brush, and it is a black velvet watercolor brush that I absolutely love. And then I have just a kind of a junky little brush that I can use with my matte medium, and I have it in a tiny little jar so that it would go through security. It has to be less than 2 ounces, just in case I decide to put this kit in my carry-on. Okay, so I've got my brushes, I've got my matte medium. I have a set of watercolors, and I chose this one because it is getting a little beat up. Paints are falling out, things of that nature. But it's a great big space, and it's a great big palette, and I really love the colors. And so this is going to be my travel kit for this next week. Okay? It clips right shut. Then I have a pencil box that I created, of course, treasure tin. And in here I have several things. I have pencils, and I grabbed for pencils my Black Stabilo, my Brown Stabilo, my 2B medium charcoal, and a 6B extra soft, and a white charcoal. Of course, if I have pencils, I'm going to need my pencil sharpener. I have black pens. I have a .05, a .05 because I do a lot of pen work in this journal, and I feel that one is almost running out, so I grabbed two. These are permanent markers. This one here is a Posca pen, and it's a .0 or 0.7 millimeters. Very fine point, water soluble. This here is my Jumbo Presto correction pen in white, and it's how I do my white marks. I also packed in an eraser in case I'm working on my lips and my eyes and my nose. I grabbed a pen because everybody needs a pen. I grabbed a cutter because I like to do found words in magazines and such. And be careful with this because it is a blade. You might not get it through customs. So I grabbed my old one that's all full of glue and paint. And if I forget to take it out of my travel bag here, then it goes through customs, and if they, or customs, I mean security, excuse me. If it doesn't go through security, then it's not a big deal. They're going to throw it away. I have a roll of washi tape for taping down things, only because it fit in my kit. And then in the bottom, I have a plastic bag, and I have some found words that I already had cut out. But believe me, you never know when you're going to need a plastic bag. So I call myself a bag lady, and if I were not bringing a plastic bag, we would be alarmed at that. So I'm going to put everything back in here, and it did fit. So I'm hoping it will fit again. Sorry about that, my phone went off. I've got this brush, pencil, and voila, all fits. Okay, so now we've got that little bit adding to our pile. I did bring a book for inspiration. This is something that I absolutely love. These are images that I could practice drawing. We have flowers, we have birdhouses, we have butterflies, we have paint supplies, we have feathers, we have pots, we have leaves, we have flowers. So this book is one of my all-time favorites by Marie-Jolene Bastien, and Nature's Sketchbook. So a collection of personal reflections and illustrations. I would absolutely love to be able to draw more like her. So great inspiration book to have. That is something that I will not cut up, that's for sure, though. Doing found words, that's something that won't happen. So I'm going to see if all of this can fit in this one plastic sleeve. Let's see if I can get it all in there. I am not sure if it's going to fit or not. I don't think so. But I do have bigger ones of these, so if I need to get a bigger one, I certainly can. It looks like I'm going to need a bigger one. So let me grab that and I will come right back. Here's a bigger zipper bag that I have. Get rid of that one. Now let's see if it fits. So this is definitely going to fit. And I think much more comfortable. So my book, journal, and I think I'm going to lay this journal flat like this. Takes up less space. I'm going to put my brushes right in the middle there. Hopefully they won't get smashed. My other little journal and my matte medium. Look at that. Woo! That's exciting. All right. So my suggestion, make a list. What's important to you, what you feel like you want to work with. Put it on your list and go ahead and pack it. If you don't even open the bag, who cares? But if you got stranded in an airport for overnight, you'll be all set. Make the best of the situation, right? All right. Have a super week, and we'll talk to you again soon. More videos coming. I can't promise how often, but I'll do my best. That's all we can do. Do your best and keep creating. Thanks so much. Love comments below. I'll talk to you soon.